And we should be live.
Hello,
everyone.
everyone.
Welcome to the Cove and the Command Center. We're live tonight with our co-host Rachel. I'll get it here in a minute. You know how it goes with this reverse stuff. You have to point the opposite direction of what you think you should point.
Yeah, no, I'm
there we
always
go.
trying
Like
to
I'm
fix
pointing
my
at
hair
her.
here, but I'm doing it here.
Hey, Bill, welcome. And we have Bill in the house. We've got Mona joining.
We got Guido.
I see Guido in there, and I know Shane from Ohio River History. I think he popped in, and I don't know who else is in there right now.
My cousin Shannon Dalton's in
That's
there.
right. Shannon Dalton is in there.
Yep, Shannon. I know Countryside Russell. I've seen him joining. Thanks for joining tonight.
Yes, absolutely.
Hot Mess Fishing.
Welcome.
Welcome. Yeah, I knew we'd
Hi,
see
Alicia.
her. And I'm terrible with everyone's names. I'm just best to call you by your channel name. I remember some names.
Yeah.
You know, but
Hey,
then
Scott
there's
Sharp. Thank you for
some that
joining.
it's just me. We got a big night tonight,
welcome.
everyone. We've ended up being a double hitter tonight.
Yes, with our guests.
Yeah, with our guests.
Danny Boy, welcome. Marvin
Hey,
Huff.
Pat, welcome. And Danny.
Leanne
Crawford, welcome. Thanks
yeah,
for joining.
we have AAP.
We're going to have AAP on tonight.
Luke and Rebecca. They're eating right now.
Yeah, they're eating. So
but we do have Joel with Drummond Detect in the back room.
We're going to get ready and might as well go ahead and bring him
up. Hey, Olin Gordon, did you get your mail?
Joining the party. Hey, Joel.
Hey, what's up?
Joel?
How you doing, guys?
Doing good.
Doing great. How are you doing? Rock on.
Joel's got a little bit of a lag tonight, so we'll have to be a little patient with him.
Yeah, it's not bad.
It's not
just
too bad.
A couple of seconds
Hey, Tom
off.
Kingery, Grassy Ass Lawn Care, and the Bub Files.
Welcome.
Okay, I got to let everyone know that
Jeffrey Brewer, thanks for joining.
You're going to want to get in on tonight's giveaway. Hashtag AADD tonight. Hey, Brewers, welcome. Thanks for stopping.
Of course, we know AA stands for AAP.
Yep.
And
Armed
American Patriot.
Yes.
And of course, DD's Joel with Drummond Detect. Yes. Madison, Maine, Richie.
Hey, Madison, Maine.
I hope you're entertained.
Is that what you came for? Did you not come to be entertained?
We enjoyed your all's premieres today, Richie and DF. Absolutely. So, Joel.
What's up?
What's been going on?
Tell us about your world.
Well, so my wife just got back from Virginia, from that big rock festival down there.
Iron Antler.
You guys close to, what is it?
Danville.
Danville?
Well, it was Virginia International Raceway.
Okay, we are more up closer. We border Ohio and Kentucky.
Yeah,
we're in western.
They're more west.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
They're very west
No,
of Danville.
Hey, Marlon.
She was right at the International Raceway, Virginia Raceway.
At the state line.
So who and all was in the lineup there?
Oh my gosh, hold on.
I don't know if they'll be able to see.
Hey, Juice.
Yeah.
No, honey, it's blurry.
Oh my God.
There's supposed to be like 190 bands there.
Those are all lists of band names right there. 190 some bands.
Wow.
Yeah, somebody else went there or something.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe you told me.
Blue Ridge.
It's called Blue Ridge Festival, Rock Festival. So, yeah, my poor daughter, who hates driving on the highway at all, had to drive the whole way. And she pretty much drove my wife mad the whole way. So, you know, it was, my wife got home and
There's the band.
All right.
That's Melissa. She hates being up on the highway.
Oh, I hate it.
It don't bother me, as long as traffic's not real bad. But even that,
I'm good driving locally.
She's over there like
I'm white
knuckled.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Give me a Xanax before I hit the road.
That's
I
my
mean,
daughter.
not really, but
You tranquilize her.
yeah. Hey, Grandma.
You probably wouldn't have want to drive with me on my way to and back from Ohio.
Well,
GPS said 10 hours.
She's got a little tiny car
What
too.
you
That
doing?
What do you do?
About 7.5, 8.
I was getting ready to say 6, 7.
God.
but that was what 5.5 hours.
Driving, but
Hey,
yeah,
Dan,
lots
welcome.
of stops.
I hope
Yeah.
you get feeling better, Dan.
Oh, is he not? Uh-oh.
I think
Food.
today
Oh,
it's
wow. He can't smell or eat, taste anything. He could have
Oh, he probably does.
Has
Yeah.
a bug.
the bug.
Uh-oh.
Feel
Yeah.
better,
Hey,
Dan.
Mary.
There's Mary.
Yes.
Quite contrary.
So, Joel, tell us a little bit before we get into the metal detecting. Talk about your love of playing the drums.
Well, I mean, so I started drumming when I was like 16 or 17, and a friend of mine I worked with, he was also a drummer in a band, and he said, "Hey, why don't you come and try to drum with us? You know, try to drum with me." And I had my own. I had never played like my own kit and had my own kit yet. Um, but I came over and just play with him, and he apparently wasn't very good because I was already better than him, just from doing my air drumming, and all that stuff. But so anyway, I became their drummer. That group was called Bad Axe, and from there I was in a slew of bands all the way up to some of the bigger ones that I was in. Um, and the one that really is the one that I really enjoyed the most. It was all original music, no covers. It was us writing like kind of techie, I don't know what, kind of like Pantera, a little bit type of metal, and we put out 2 studio albums with that, and that was probably like the height of my drumming career. And then I got into another band that was a bar band that was we were pretty good. We played a lot of biker bars, so we had a lot of fun in that band. But yeah, I mean, then I played for the church for 30 years, so it's that's
Nice.
kind of that's been my thing really is playing in front of. It's a big, but both churches I played for are big churches, so you're playing for like over 1,000 people a morning, and you're playing in front of about 600, 700, 800 people. So that's really exciting and fun, and you learn to just be on stage and just get used to that. Get used to being in front of people, So
Right.
really enjoy it. Really enjoy it. It's a real thrill,
I remember seeing a video that you had put out some time ago. Now, my frame of mind and my time frame, I can't say how long. I'm going to say maybe last year. I remember you had your hair was long.
Oh yeah, it was halfway down my back
Yeah.
when I met my wife, and then I got it cut, and then I let it grow back again the second time when I was in Flesh Pain, and yeah. And then I got too hot. I just got sick of it. Got tired of it.
Right.
Long hair is hot.
Yeah.
You know?
I believe it or not, I used to have long hair. When me and Melissa met, I could reach around and grab it on my back. Yeah. But then when I had to come out and meet her parents, then it was all gone.
And then it slowly fell
And then
out
it
after
all,
that.
it
Look
all
at there.
fell out after that. It's been downhill ever since.
Yeah, I'm getting there.
And it's
That's
getting
for
this
sure.
gray color
Yeah,
to it. What in the world causes
I
that?
don't know what's up with that gray stuff.
Hey, Luder.
Children, I don't know. Blame it on our youth, man. For sure. Oh man, I'm just happy to be alive after all I've been through. Let me tell you what.
Well, we are so glad that you joined us this
tonight,
evening.
yeah.
We've been talking about it, and Bob said, let's do it. Let's do it this
Yeah.
weekend. I
Oh,
said,
I'm
well,
glad
we're
you
not
did it.
giving too much of a notice, but he said,
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah.
It was a quick notice, and I hate doing that to people. Don't feel like I'm putting you on the spot or anything, but it's
No,
just
it's
how
good.
it worked. It's how it worked out this week, but it's
Yeah.
all worked out good. It
Yeah.
does. So, yeah.
It
just
was
our internet connection is the big.
And we've got all kinds of people out there that we're going to ask to be up.
Oh,
if
we
they
have a
wanna be,
list.
it's just getting to them. We can only do one a week, so
Yeah.
I tell you, there are so many channels right now. It's ridiculous.
and they're all good channels.
Yeah,
That's the thing
yeah.
about it is all the new channels coming out there are all there's
Hey,
a lot
Tony.
of really good channels out there right
Yeah,
now.
they really do put good content out. Do their homework. I'm just like slap a video up, throw some graphics and just whatever. I don't even care about subs anymore. It don't matter to me. None of that stuff matters to me. To me, it's about sharing your finds, getting out and detecting. That's the main thing. Is getting out and detecting.
Right.
Right.
And the people. I mean, there's so many people that you meet, online, and you're like, man, someday I'll meet them in person. But
Yep.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
understand.
We've met a lot of channels in person. We've been fortunate to meet
Yes, we have.
several channels in person.
And Rachel is one of them.
Rachel's one of them. Yes.
Yes, we hope to do that again sometime soon. Well, since we're starting about metal detecting, that just leads us into our next topic of conversation. How long have you been detecting, Joel?
I've been questioning myself on that one. I think it's been since 2012
Well,
or 13, right around in there. And I got a Technetics Delta 4000. That was my first detector. And then not long after that, my wife got a Bounty 3000, Bounty Hunter 3000 at a yard sale. And so we tried to detect together, but she was just not ready to having to bend over and dig holes and all that stuff. So, but anyway, I hunted this one park. I hunted it to death. I think I got every shotgun shell out of that park, and I found one Civil War bullet. I found two of those pinfire cartridges, which are super rare to find, and then one silver dime, one Indian head penny. Those are really the only good find. Oh, I found some cool weird stuff, but
David.
I did find a gun. It was funny because when I dug the gun, the first thing to show up in the dirt, it was way down, was the barrel. And I was rubbing the barrel, and it looked like a real barrel of a real gun until I got the rest of the gun out. I was like, oh, it's a toy. But I was freaking out, man. I was like, oh my gosh, I just dug a gun because I'm back in his woods, and so that was cool. Then I got the Nokta Force Core, and that was when I started making videos. My first videos with a Nokta Force Core, and that was 2 years at least after I'd started detecting. And then I hunted my whole yard, how you do that. And then I did a lot of yeah. So, but yeah, that was the start of it for me. Was when I got the Force Core. I think that was 2016, or I put my first video up of metal detecting, and so it was, it was kind of like a. I was up against. It's funny because Jocelyn lives like right over the ridge, and I was like watching Aqua Chigger, Nugget Noggin, all these people that had tons and tons of subscribers and videos already, and I was like, man, what am I doing? But it was fun, You kind of put it in perspective. You have to put yourself in perspective, I guess. I don't know. It was fun though.
I know it's been a ride for us.
It has been a ride.
It's had its ups, it's had its downs,
And we'll
ins and
continue
outs,
to do
and
so. That's just that's just part of it.
there's days I've cursed it, and days I praise it.
Yeah, yep, for sure.
There's days
Yes.
you say, you know what, I am
Oh,
done. I'm
done.
not doing this no more. Then you have to give yourself a pep talk or each other a pep talk. And
Oh yeah.
hey,
Yeah.
Hannah, thanks for joining us.
We all have them days. We all have them
Cuss
We
days.
do.
Cuss the metal detector. Call it a piece of junk.
Oh,
yeah.
man. Well, you see other people who have the latest, greatest all the time, and it's just like sometimes you feel like, what am I doing? What am I trying to prove here?
Absolutely, Mona.
But I'll tell you that Delta 4000, man, I found some good stuff with that thing. And, it doesn't matter. If you swing over it and it's 4 inches deep, you're going to hit it. And some of the best finds I've found are only 4 inches deep.
So tell us about some of those finds, Joel.
Well, like some of the cool, actually, the first cool finds that I had were in my own yard. I found this plate, and I researched it forever. I don't know if this will show up or not.
Make him bigger. We'll make you bigger and see.
It's right there.
Okay, yes, right,
Right
there. Oh, wow.
Now it's blurry.
Back
up
it
a
up.
little bit.
Back it up
Just
just
a
a
little
little
bit.
bit. Yeah, right there.
you
Now, are those
Looks like
figurines? Are those griffins or what are those?
Those are rampant lions,
Okay.
and it's a crown on top, and then a shield. And on the shield, it's like a sunflower, and then there's a ribbon going across the shield as well.
Nice.
now,
But you see
what-
that hole at the bottom? It took me forever to try to figure out what this was. I
Right.
still haven't really figured it out, but
Oh,
that's when I really, got into the research side of things, and that's kind of been my, the other side of the hobby for me has been research and stuff. But, then I got a farm permission, and it's funny. I hunted that farm for, I want to say, probably 2 years, and I found a few largies and a few Indian heads and a whole bunch of iron, and I did find a great coat button, which is 1820, the U.S., with the wreath below it, and the eagle U.S. That was, that was my top find for a long time. And then I had a friend who had a 1760 house, and I went and detected that, and that was when I found my first Spanish silver, 1776 half real, and that was
Wow.
deep. Again, that I could have found that with my Delta, easily. But and then I I wandered to another part of the field permission that I had and ran into a colonial mega site
hey,
where
Jimmy,
I found over like 20 coppers. I found two Spanish silvers, and I found a trigger guard to a brown bass, and all kinds of shoe buckles, and about probably 130 or 40 buttons. Just
Wow.
amazing buttons, and I also found an arrowhead there, so I'm not sure it wasn't a fur trade site, but that was when the light came on. It was funny because I just had a permission where I had been hunting this permission. It was a small permission. I'd been hunting it and hunting forever, and I came over actually I got the Equinox, and I hunted that permission again with the Equinox, and I guess the the ground was just right with enough humidity in the soil where it went down and hit this coin, and it was like, how you are, you're swinging along, and if you go on a target and then go off a target, that area that you're on that target could be as small as like 3 inches by 3 inches, and if you're not swinging on that little 3-inch spot, you're not going to hit your target. Well, I hit it, and I dug it up, and that was a 1760 Irish Hibernia halfpenny with King George II on it.
Wow.
And I had been watching, the Hoover Boys and all these guys dig these kgs, and they would dig like kg after kg on the same hunt. And I'd be like, yeah, that doesn't really happen, you know. And then I hit that mega site. I think I dug a Nova Constellatio, 2 King Georges, a New Jersey copper, and a counterfeit Mockins Mills copper all in the same day.
Nice.
Wow.
Sweet.
And I was just like, I was floored, man. I was like, this just doesn't happen, you know? And then the next good hunt on that site, I was going into the site and I hit that 17. It's 1708 to 1714 cut Spanish. And that was my very first target of the day. And so I was just like on the moon, you know. I was on cloud 9. I haven't even got my spot yet, you know.
Yeah.
But I've done a lot of the researching and finding home sites, and you know, that was a house site that was just not on any map. It was, you know, late 1700s, but I saw some that were. These weren't on the map either, but I noticed that there was parts of the field that up until like 2008, there was a spot in the field that was just trees and they just bulldozed it to make it more crops, you know. And that turned out to be a house site. And there was literally still roof tiles, like the terracotta roof tiles that they had back in colonial days, that were still just laying in the field. It was amazing. And I went to that site and I hit I was with Orlando, 717 detector. I hit a Nova Constellatio, and then I walked up to the top of it was like a mound, basically, the top of the mound, and I hit a drape bust and a KG. No, it was a drape bust, and I think just a regular like matron head. But I think I dug 3 coppers that day, and then he was like pissed at me, you know. He's like, "Man, dude, I can't find a copper." and then we walked to the other side of the mound, you know. Boom, he hits a copper, and I was on cloud 9 for him. It was just so awesome to see your buddy dig a copper who's never, and he dug a copper before, but it'd been a long time, I think. And to see him dig one, it was awesome.
That's
cool.
I love to see Melissa when she digs something that she's been looking for. You know, when she got her first silver. You know, it's cool seeing
The emotion.
the emotion
Yeah,
when your digging partner finds something really cool. But see, now that's something we haven't done a lot of, is research on finds. When we find something, now here lately, some of the tokens we've been finding, we've been doing some research on. But
Yes, we have.
other stuff we really don't do a lot of research on.
We need to be a little bit
a
better
little
with
bit
that.
more
But
on it. But now the home sites, we've got the map for searching out some new home sites this winter. We did the 8-part series last winter, and that was awesome. Those were just sites we actually stumbled on,
Yeah.
and passed when we ride our ATV. And
yeah.
now we've actually got an app where it will show us where the home sites actually were.
yeah,
And there's several of them back in there. So hopefully
that's our plan this winter. Is
we're
getting
going
back
to get
to that.
into that home site hunting, because
Yeah.
that's where the finds. Oh, that's where you find the
Relics,
the relics,
the personal
marbles,
items.
the really personal
Yeah.
stuff, the buttons,
Yeah.
and we have found stuff we're still finding stuff out of our yard. We have hunted this yard to death. We've had 3 different channels. We've had 3 different channels hunt in this yard.
Yeah.
And we still get out and pull stuff out of this yard. I just pulled a weight set out.
Cool.
I did a short on it and pulled the dumbbell and
Oh,
the
wow.
2 weights on it out. It was right out here in the bank of the creek. And
Cool.
you know, it's got like the 6-foot bar and 2 weights on it. That was insane.
Yeah.
We
You made
found
Melissa
a-
carry that home, didn't you?
Oh yeah, you know it.
Put that in your pouch.
The stuff that comes out of this yard, and there's still signals out there. I mean, it's just getting out there
Oh,
and
yeah.
digging them, and
That's
we
right, Richie.
we have
Robert's
found
got
some-
to get to lifting. No
we
excuses.
have found some good stuff out of the yard. The grape shot cannonball was an
Yeah,
awesome find, and I see our other guests
has joined.
have just joined us, so we're going to bring up
Guess
Mr.
who,
and
guys?
Mrs. AAP. Oh no, there they go.
Good evening, Covers. What is up?
We've been on YouTube for 7 hours.
You're fine. Joel, he's had the show and been talking, so you're fine.
Oh yes,
You're great.
Good to
How's
see
supper?
everybody. DRUMNDETECT. What's up, brother?
How you doing, man?
Doing pretty good. Rachel, good to see you, sister.
Good to see you.
And look at the freaking chat. Holy cow. Mayor video showing the pack. Mr. Diggs, Danny Boy, Starries, Mary, Shane,
What is up?
Alicia.
Y'all share this thing out. Everybody
Oh my
smash the
gosh,
like
it's
button,
the
share the
whole
stream out.
family. What is going on,
Yeah.
you guys?
Makes a
Absolutely.
big difference. If you got
And
500
also-
subscribers or more, share this thing out. Straight up metal detected. Bam! What's up,
Yeah.
brother?
Hey, Tripwire. Domo and Steffi, Dominique. Hello, sister. Loretta is here. Mr. Marvin, Mona.
Good to see everybody.
Oh my gosh. Thank you
Good
guys.
to see you guys and have you guys join us this evening.
Yes.
It's an absolute
Yeah.
pleasure to have AAP and Joel with
Joel.
DRUMNDETECT, and of course, always Rachel. We are so blessed this evening to have
Oh, yeah.
everyone.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
It's a party.
Rachel's
Hey, Miss
awesome.
Leanne and Sweet Pea. How are y'all doing tonight?
Good to see y'all tonight. Marlon,
And
what's going
everyone
on, brother?
back.
Appreciate that.
Hashtag AADD to be entered into tonight's giveaway.
Nice.
Oh, cool.
Freaking epic. Sorry that we're running late, everybody. We had a
That's
pizza
fine.
order that took 40 minutes longer than it should have.
We
Yeah.
understand, and that is perfectly fine. In fact, we was just talking to Joel about some of his finds that he's been getting into, and he had a plate that he wasn't really familiar with.
I
But
know. Richie
was-
said it looked like the
New York seal.
New York State.
Yeah, I
State
saw that.
seal plate.
Yeah.
Is
Yes.
that what you had? We had you up on the big screen while we were eating, and it was that shield he held up, right?
Right.
Yeah,
It looked like a shield of some sort.
Yep.
yeah.
That's it. Absolutely.
Try to do it
Hey,
again.
Shane, how are you doing tonight, bro? Hey, Tom Kingery, good to see
Yeah,
you.
that's it.
Maria Tobin.
Joel.
Appreciate that, Shane, man. Thank you very much.
Hey, Miss Wiz, good to see you.
Yeah, that thing is awesome, man.
And it was a pleasure to have Heaven Sent up on our panel today, too.
Yeah, right
Love you
there.
guys.
Right there. Yeah.
Yeah, right
Almost kind of looks like an urn or something in there, don't it?
Almost.
He said
Base
there's a
in the
crown
middle.
on there.
There's a
with
crown on the
shield.
top.
Yeah, that's really cool.
That's crazy looking.
So that's the back. It's got a hole at the bottom. I'm not sure. Everybody tries to tell me it's a door plate. I think it's off a stagecoach, like a badge off a stagecoach. But who knows?
Could be. Could
Hey,
be.
Florida Rob.
Lakeshore, what's going on, brother?
Lakeshore Paranormal. Hello,
Hey,
hello.
The
guys
Wiz.
are
thank you for
right.
joining us.
Yes.
Yes.
Everyone, thanks for joining.
We've got
tonight.
34 in the house this evening. Thanks, guys, for joining us. Absolutely.
Hey, Mr.
Yeah.
Miss Heaven Sent.
My son just got a 5-hour tattoo. He's getting his whole arm done, but he just had 5 more hours done. So I just got back from that, and my wife just got back from Virginia at the Blue Ridge Rock Festival. So there's just like all this stuff I had to do to cram in to get, I was like, and then I got in here and my wife got home and she just wanted to talk my ear off because she just got back from this camping and that stuff. So it's cool that, it all worked out.
And here, Clark's Cove is taking up your sweet family time.
We got our lives ahead of us. Come on now.
Cobras is part of the family now.
Right?
That's
All
right.
one big happy family.
That's right.
Dysfunctional
right.
Sundays.
So what's AAP about?
We just do a variety of different things, man. Basically, I started my channel, I grow my own medications in Michigan, so that's basically what I started my channel for. But I've been metal detecting now for about 17 years, and having these newer cameras built into the phones, inspired me to do a little bit of stuff with that. I did erase 300 videos, believe it or not, that I had on my channel that I had music playing in that really had a negative impact on my channel for a little while there. So lost a lot of content as well too. But just being, just having a good time being on YouTube and making little videos here and there, and now we're part of Team Kratos and everything.
Yeah, magnet fishing, metal detecting, cleaning the waterways. Been doing some meetups with some local magnet fishers around the central Michigan area.
Yep.
Of course, there is paranormal content on our channel. There's a ton of cooking content on our channel. Homesteading, canning, preserving, gardening, growing your stuff. We do the heat challenges. We're part of the heat community.
Team Nut Job.
We got Team Nut Job food challenges on Juice's channel every single Saturday. We did the heat challenge today, the 1 chip challenge. We burnt Juice up this afternoon, and that was a blast. And then the primary, the main goal of our channel when we go live, if we're not digging or magnet fishing or doing paranormal stuff, then we're definitely growing other channels. We are primarily a channel growth, channel promoting channel, where you come in, you meet awesome people from all different walks of life and get to know each other.
Yeah, Lakeshore Paranormal. He's one of our friends right here in Michigan. So look forward to maybe October. We're going to be doing some collaborating and doing some paranormal investigations together. Michigan Gems right here in Michigan as well too. Y'all should know her as part of the magnet fishing community, metal detecting community. Michigan Gem. She's another great friend that we have right here in Michigan.
I'm proud to say that I'm Joe's nanny.
And she got us throwing magnets, because we've always been digging our dirt. So now we're throwing magnets as well too. It'd be a lot better if there wasn't so much duck poo in the water around here.
It's not duck, it's Canadian geese.
It's everywhere.
We
had that problem.
Is there any water in that poo, or are we just fishing in poo?
They actually had to shut down a lake here because of that.
Sure.
You could not touch the water. You could not fish in water. You definitely couldn't swim in the water. Yeah, it's because of the drought.
Yeah.
We do have our own hot sauce lines now from Sean in the Pack.
Cool.
He's the hot sauce guy. He's here in chat tonight. You guys, if you're interested in hot sauce, hit me up. He has over 30 hot sauces on his line, and he actually has a Mr. and Mrs. AAP hot sauce.
Oh, wow. Awesome.
Mr. Diggs, and we do got a bottle of hot sauce coming your way as well too, my friend.
And in fact, because Mr. Diggs has been so patient with this last run of hot sauce, we are going to add a Mr. AAP sauce to his order. Some sweet Bam sauce.
Mandy Brown, what's up, sister?
No live stream from AAP is complete without a Bam.
Mona, what is up, Mona?
So this is a spicy hot honey mustard is what this is. And
Joe Dirt's, I'm going to chat. Another part of the Michigan dirt fishing team.
My sauce is a spin-off of like a Texas Pete. It's a vinegar-based red hot sauce. It'll light you up. That's what I wanted.
Have you all ever done a powdered rub, your own?
Yep. So I make my own butt rub for the pork.
Okay.
I got a good recipe for a butt rub.
We've got some from Swampy from Swamp Rat Nation, and that stuff is absolutely awesome.
It is.
And, from a band we follow, we got what's it called?
Rebel Rub.
Rebel Rub.
Yeah.
Rebel Rub. Okay. Yeah, I have a really good recipe for a butt rub. And there's a lot of cooking on our channel, like I said. Mr. AP and me cooking on the channel.
It's amazing what some yellow mustard can do for your butt.
That rump roast cooking.
Oh yeah.
Anytime I put a chicken,
I'm sorry, y'all. You just can't take us nowhere.
Anytime I put a chicken in the smoker, I rub it with mustard and coat it with mustard.
We love mustard. Yeah.
Nice.
I do. In fact, I don't know if y'all knew or not, but Hot Mess Fishing, Alicia, she is a registered masseuse, and she said that she was going to give me a free butt rub when she came.
Well, it's not with mustard or
Yeah.
hot
Just no
sauce.
mustard.
I was just gonna say, she's gonna butt rub your butt with the butt rub.
Oh, shit.
Oh God. Hey, Mandy.
Oh,
Well,
man.
you know,
Heck yeah, Loretta.
I love cooking. And I know that we're here to talk metal detecting and other hobbies, but tell me a little bit about your cooking and what got you started doing the cooking shows, restaurants. Just
Yep, that's right. So, my family, right before I met Luke, my family owned a heavy trucking company. But my father was always, had always for the last 10 years before that, owned a bowling alley pro shop inside of the bowling center. He leased it, and he actually drilled out the bowling balls and fit them for everybody and would do the bowling. And so when he got wind that the owner was looking to get out, he went ahead and grabbed it up, and my parents sold the heavy trucking construction company, bought the bowling alley, and that kind of threw me and Luke right into it. We went to work for my parents at the bowling alley, and that's where Luke got certified as a mechanic in the back. But he was a dual purpose worker because when you're the owner's youngins, you do everything. So Luke would go from the back of the bowling alley to head chef in the kitchen to running bar food left and right for the games. So we did run the entire center for my parents for a number of years.
Yep.
And from there, it really kind of, we had that notion in the back of our minds that we really liked this food and beverage type deal. So we got a little older, and we ended up opening 3 of our own restaurants down the line. And a lot of people don't know that about us, but we opened our very first restaurant in Gatlinburg, Tennessee, was a pizzeria, Cornerstone Pizzeria in Gatlinburg, Tennessee, at traffic light number 3, right by the aquarium. And then from there, we had also moved on, and we actually released that when we chose to move back to South Carolina. And we opened up a restaurant in North Myrtle Beach across from House of Blues, Swifty Seafood Shack. And that did really well there. And from there, we opened another seafood and soul food shack in Georgetown, South Carolina, just north of Charleston. And that third restaurant was really the creme de la creme because we added the soul food to it. So that's really an inspiration for everything that I do on the channel when I do cook. It's literally everything we used to sell at the Soul Food Shack. It's all the fried chicken, the collard greens, the butter beans and okra, the barbecue chicken, the fried
And if only
fish.
we'd have thought about YouTube and the whole journey.
Oh my gosh, yes. Loved it.
Not until after the fact now, so it's too late.
In fact, we've also owned our own flooring company. Luke is the 3rd generation owner of a flooring store, carpet cleaning
And I
store.
still got that going,
We
yeah.
still have that going.
Which was the
But-
main reason we left Gatlinburg is
Yeah.
because you get a slow time in the mountains where there's nothing.
Yeah.
And when I opened my doors, we had about 2 weeks of that boom left. And when
Yeah.
nothing got there, it put a big hurting on the building. So
Winter is rough. And
I didn't
tourists-
keep the pizzeria in Gatlinburg going long because
No.
the carpet cleaning business was booming and she's having to drive back and forth to South Carolina
Yeah.
once a week, which was a 12-hour drive if you're driving there and back. And it got to be ridiculous. So we ended up shutting that one down pretty quick.
Yeah, it's hard to own. We owned the home in Tennessee, the restaurant in Tennessee. We owned a home in Charleston. We had the other business, the carpet company in Charleston. And it's really hard when you have children in school. At that point, we had 3 school-age kids running 2 companies and 2 homesteads, and it was just insanity. But we didn't slow down because when we opened up the other 2 restaurants, we also bought the farmhouse out there. And we had the 2nd largest poultry farm, ornamental poultry farm in all of South Carolina. So at one point, we had 2 restaurants, a poultry farm, and the carpet cleaning company while I was pregnant with our 5th child.
You guys are cooking
Well,
all
that
right.
became an obsession.
Yeah.
You know, finding eggs on the ground every morning in the chicken coop, it became an obsession. We started picking up eggs every day and looking at them like dollar signs because we started to figure out that for every 6 pack of eggs, people were paying up to $50 on YouTube for 6 eggs. So I was like, well, shoot. I was like, we just add more chickens and start picking up more eggs. And sure enough, it really did do very well there. But the whole chicken catastrophe,
'Cause catastrophe.
17 coops and hundreds of birds, I just got tired of it.
Well, the thing is, when you're running a poultry farm like that, you have to be licensed through the state. So Clemson University is out there monitoring everything. You have to have certain permissions through the mail to mail your live chickens, to mail the eggs and stuff like that, and keep it all sanitary. And you need helpers. So I had to wear my poor guys at the restaurant. They hated us because they'd go from work in the back of the house at the restaurant and washing dishes to scooping out chicken poop. they were just employees.
Did the avian flu hit you guys?
No. So we were done and out of there prior to the avian flu. I do still
Thank
get
goodness, yeah.
I do still get updates, however, because I am still technically licensed. My poultry company is still licensed through the state of South Carolina. So I still get the testing updates and everything through Clemson University at my email all the time. So I was able to follow it. While we had the chicken farm, no farm was complete without goats. So we had dwarf Nigerian goats that we were birthing and raising. I actually, I'll never forget, I was 2 weeks out from having my 5th boy, and it was between 2 and 6 a.m. I was out in the barn doing a C-section with the vet on a goat in the middle of the night. It was just crazy. There was always something going on. There was always something being born, somebody hatching. And then we had puppies. We raised Great Pyrenees puppies for the farmers around. So always puppies to tend to.
Wow. But I heard Drum Detect talking about some of the old school metal detectors right here on YouTube. Aqua Chigger, Nugget, Noggin, and Quarter Hoarder, and all the guys that, really started coming on YouTube the longest time that I can remember, really. And so I can't even believe that I can look back like almost 17 years and be like, wow, I started metal detecting 17 years ago. Yeah. But I really missed South Carolina because that's where I was really digging up the treasure. Yeah. And Michigan, kind of hit and miss, don't really know where to go or anything like that. No. South Carolina, it's just everywhere. I mean, Civil Wars, everything that happened there.
Well, yeah, you got the first shots of the Civil War. So, I mean, in the old days, Luke even told me that you could go, they would take, in the old days, your school teacher would take you out into the house or to the beach, or, one of my teachers in 1st grade had a big farm and we'd go there for field trips. And one of his teachers, he remembers picking up Civil War buttons out of her driveway.
Oh, yeah.
That's how it was. You could just look down and find old stuff.
Nate the Great, my boy Ghost Tracers in the chat.
Hey, Ghost Tracers. On Antler. Hey, Beard. How are you doing? Oh, my
Make
goodness.
sure y'all are typing in that hashtag, everybody.
Hey, Ficus and Toast. Good to see
you.
I'm
let's see, because where we dropped off.
It's the numbers are not. We've only got 27 entries with 42 watching.
People,
so
I might have to redo that.
I'd go ahead and do
that. It's okay. It'll keep adding up now. It just started.
Did y'all have a timer on there?
No, sometimes when you drop out of StreamYard, it'll cancel out the giveaway tool, and it'll just start to get new entries for people that are in chat right now. Just make sure y'all are chatting and chat with the hashtag AADD to get in the entry, you guys.
Yeah, I don't think it stops on them when it interrupts, their internet interrupts, because the StreamYard's still going.
Yeah,
because we're all on here.
Yeah,
I'm wondering how you guys sleep at night. Like, you're so full of energy and just like bam, 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 bam. I'm like, how do you, when you lay your head down, it's just like going whoosh inside there, like wow.
And the vocal cords, man, they don't never get to rest. I never thought my vocal cords would make me money, but on YouTube, my vocal cords had made me a lot of money on YouTube with my vocals. So I was like, I didn't think I'd be blessed that way, but honestly, a lot of my YouTube channel came from growing channels on YouTube for helping people to build up their channels with more people, and it really took off and really did well. It used to be the 420 Grow Network, which I've changed it to AAP's Variety Channel now. And when I first started, it was Armed American Patriot. That's why you see AAP. It just stands for Armed American Patriot. Because I'm a patriot, I love America, I'm armed, and I'm willing to die for somebody else's, especially their children or something like that, I'm just the type of person that, I love other people and put them before myself most of the times. And I think that's why America was kind of built the way that it was, because people used to really care about others. And I think they care more about money now, but, that's a whole different story. But my YouTube journey and my metal detecting journey, you know, I started out with a little $80 bounty hunter, and I started hitting little targets here and there, and it became addicting. So I went and got the AT Pro, and I loved that thing, and I got the AT Gold, and I was like, all right, this is cool. I ended up with the AT Max. Then I got an Excalibur, and now I'm swinging the Equinox 800. And out of the three, if anybody's looking for them AT series, that AT Pro is always, to me, a go back one of the best.
Yeah.
I love my AT Pro.
I love
AT
my
Pro
Yeah.
was a very well thought out, really well built machine. I really do like that machine. If I was going to get another AT, it would be a Pro. I do have an AT Max right now, and I'll trade you if you got a Pro. But I swing that Equinox 800 too, and I love that.
Ginger Paranormal, love you, sister. Now I'm Ghost Chasers Nate, love you, bro. Good to see you. Hey, Mandy, Uncle B, Loretta, Mr. Diggs, everybody.
Scott, what's going on, bro? Hope you're having a good night.
Hey, Scott, good to see ya.
Heck yeah, I see that flag in the background, brother.
That's right.
But yes,
But anyway.
metal detecting is very addicting when you start finding those first good finds. But like we said earlier, we have cursed the machine. We've threatened to quit. But you gotta remember, if it's meant to be found, it's there, and you will find it regardless of the machine that you're swinging.
As long as you know.
And you've just got to keep in your mind, hey, tomorrow's another day. Or like for us, we'll start off in the morning. Morning will be slow. We'll break for lunch, and that
And then it
afternoon
seems
will
like
pick
the
up and do
afternoon
better.
picks up, and
So you know,
the second part of the day always turns out
Yes.
good.
It don't matter. Yeah, what it comes down to is learn your machine. It don't matter what machine you got. People don't take the time to learn the machine. Find a new machine.
Yeah,
And that's why, like,
see people
starting out with that bounty hunter, it's really
Yeah.
limited to your tones, is whatever. But I mean, it was so easy to learn, and it will put you on the targets.
Yeah.
That's why I
You know
tell
what I'm
people,
saying?
get a
They might not
bounty
be
hunter.
too deep, though.
It has two tones. Dig it or don't. That's it.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah,
Exactly.
That's about
'Cause
right.
even with all the other tones and BDI and multi-frequency, you're still gonna dig trash.
Yeah,
I'm
all the
a
time.
true believer in, and you have to have some frustration before you appreciate the hobby and appreciate learning your machine. You know, you have to have some frustration. Dig a whole bunch of trash. Be pissed at your metal detector. You know, you have to go through that before you
One
really
thing-
appreciate.
I see people doing it, and I'm guilty of it. We all looking for them sweet tones, but sometimes those sweet tones are just foil or aluminum or something like that, because I put my big 9-gram ring on the ground that's 14 karat gold. I put her ring on the ground. It doesn't come in a great tone. So if you're looking for great tones, you're missing the great stuff.
take care.
Yeah.
And, you know, I think the Covers, I've seen them dig more wheat pennies than anybody on earth, because them things put out a sweet tone.
That apex.
Yeah, here lately we've been doing the curb strip hunting and getting a few home permissions. Man, we've been hitting wheat pennies. I don't know how many we've found in the past.
A lot.
month.
Y'all might as well just change the channel name now to Wheat Penny Masters.
We've definitely
Seriously though, y'all are wheat penny magnets for some reason.
Yeah,
Can you
that
dig at
18
metal
Pro-
detecting? How's your stomach tonight, sir? Are you getting any cramps?
Karen, what is up?
Are you hurting, Juice? Are you doubled over in pain? How's your stomach?
He chugged some pep though,
Okay,
didn't he?
everybody. Hashtag AADD. We had to start it over where we dropped off. It wasn't.
not collecting.
Yeah.
So
Cool.
y'all start hashtagging AADD.
And we'll get ready to do that giveaway
do
here
that
real soon.
About 9 o'clock,
Yep.
we'll do that giveaway.
Yep.
So let's.
Yeah,
So where in Michigan, you guys close to like say I don't
we're in
even
the
know
capital.
Michigan.
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
in
we're
the
in
capital.
Lansing.
We're in Lansing. We're about 1.5 miles from the capital.
I know some
building.
people are like, no, don't ever tell nobody where you're at. I really don't care about like people that know where I'm at. So I tell people I'm in Lansing, that's where I'm at.
Yeah.
I love it here. I just, you know, the water here is terrible. I mean, I love South Carolina because I could go out to the beach, I could go into the creeks, I could go fishing, I can go.
Uh-oh.
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 Yeah.
I've seen her do this, and I wonder.
I bet they pushed something.
Yeah, I think they did.
Oh, there's
Nice flash.
handsome. There's handsome.
But yes,
Yeah, he was
hashtag
feeling
AADD,
neglected all
I
of a
had to
sudden,
start that over.
They're back.
What do you got, Rach?
Huh?
What do you
Can't
got
hear
there?
you.
Here you guys.
Oh, this is Slash.
We can't hear you.
Well,
Testing 1, 2, 3.
I think they're playing. They're going like this.
We'll get him. We'll get him, and then we'll say, ah!
And he's nope. He still ain't back.
No, we don't hear him.
He's gonna have to drop out and come back.
Come
in.
back, yeah.
Yeah. But yes, they do. They have the most energy of any one channel I've ever watched. I love the energy those two have. It is amazing.
I think it's all the hot sauce.
Time in their stream, that's for sure.
I don't do hot sauce at all.
No, we're not.
No.
I like hot sauce.
Oh my
We're
God.
mild when it comes to anything like that.
Mild is even shoot.
I
Sometimes
used to
mild
be-
can be hot.
Ketchup's hot to me sometimes.
Yeah, even the mildest salsa or whatever you call it. I don't do that. But I'm wondering if
I'm just playing. Can you hear me?
I can almost hear the sounds coming out of his mouth. So I mean, the mic was working that time.
The mouse has a little side button, and if you push it, it takes me out of StreamYard. We do it all the time on our show. I just randomly disappear, and then nobody's
It
there.
happens.
I was just saying when it cut off that I missed South Carolina because I was able to get my own fish, crabs, oysters, play in the creeks, go out in the ocean, do whatever, and I never got grossed out. But the closer you get to any type of water right here in Michigan, oh my goodness, I've never seen bird poop as big as the ones that these ducks have around here. And there's so much of it, it just kind of grosses me out. It's like, oh my God. And so that kind of prevents me from doing the magnet fishing part that I really want to be doing. Other than that, I love Michigan. So just even if you go out there in the winter, still duck crap everywhere. I don't understand it.
Are you close to the lake? I'm not sure on that.
We're like an hour from every lake.
Oh,
We got the main river that runs through Michigan coming
We're-
through here, though.
We're in the middle of the state, so we're like literally an hour and a half to every direction of every lake.
Yeah, I've never seen the duck stuff pile up so high like
It's
it does
not
here.
duck, it's geese.
Well, it's like small flying dogs with dinosaurs.
I know the beach area that we hunt at the local lake. It's the
Hey,
swimming
Belinda.
area where the geese go in there, and you have to dig in.
Oh my
it.
gosh,
I mean,
it's everywhere.
you'll get a signal right under a big pile of craps.
I'm a germaphobe, man, and I googled it. There's all kind of nasty bacteria in that stuff. I'm like, don't step in that, guys. You got to track it right in the house.
No, we've rolled up on an awesome park, and he won't even let us get out the car because there's nowhere to walk.
Jimmy Licari, Hilltop. What's going on, y'all?
Hello. Fun with
get
dirt.
the boots on. Put the boots on. I
Y'all
guess.
make sure to put the hashtag in there. Hashtag AADD.
Yes. Yeah, it's building back up.
Yes,
Again now.
hashtag AADD. Yes.
Get in on the giveaway around 9:00 here in just about 8 minutes. We're going to be giving that giveaway away.
Why are you coming in here telling us
Wait a
that,
minute.
son?
Joel and Luke and Becca, what are your bucket listers for this year?
Bucket listers for us. You know, it's hard for us to make plans with the 6 kids. I mean, it's basically we have to wing everything.
So we're planning on an epic paranormal collab in October with Lakeshore Paranormal and Sweet Pea. So we're definitely going to do that. And then in October, actually end of September, this month is going to be an epic collab with Can You Dig It Metal Detecting and Alicia Hot Mess Fishing. They're flying into Michigan. So I know of those coming up September, October. And then November, we honestly just need to make it through Thanksgiving without killing each other. And Christmas, I'm not going to have any big hopes for Christmas this year because all of the kids are older now, except for the 2 and 6-year-old. And the older ones, they all just have a phone and computers, and they're happy now. So
We got a 2-year-old, 6-year-old, 10-year-old, 12-year-old, 13-year-old, 18-year-old,
17,
and
almost 18.
I missed one, I think.
No, you did it.
And a partridge in a pear tree.
In fact, before we leave, we do drive a 12-passenger van.
Nice
Let's
to
just
meet
put
you,
that out
Real
there.
Estate Mafia Queen.
The 12-passenger van is my daily driver. You know, when you get to have that many in the house, you have to do it. The minivan don't fit you.
Marty, what's up, brother?
Hey, Marty Bristol, good to see you. So, yeah, the 2, 6, 10, 12, 13, 17.
Wow.
Yeah.
Who's that other one?
The other one's your brother. I got the brother living here too. His big brother lives here, Uncle Moose.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's 9 of us in the house.
Yeah.
I'm the only girl, by the way.
You got cats and fish.
I have a cat.
Wow.
Fish don't count. Yes, I have a cat and I have a golden retriever puppy who is my sanctuary.
And 6
my
fish
puppy.
tanks.
The fish don't count.
Sure, fish.
Yeah, the fish count.
Hey, we downsized. We got 5 tanks now,
There's
and one's out
5.
by the roads.
Right? Oh my goodness gracious.
Annabelle.
Oh my goodness.
That's a cool kitty. You know, I saw Diggin on this morning, Row,
Miss
and
Row?
she had 2 kittens that looked a lot like that cat you were just holding.
Oh, did she really?
Yeah. One of
She's
they
a
were sitting on her
great
feet.
cat.
I am so jealous
yeah.
of Roe's Great Pyrenees. Roe has a Great Pyrenees, and I used to raise them. Her big white dog,
Yeah.
I told her I'm going to take it.
Well,
Yeah,
guys, we've got
exactly.
about 4
You can take
minutes.
Slash. Here
and
you
we're
go.
gonna be
I'll get him
doing
through
that
the camera.
giveaway.
He's small enough.
Look at that. Isn't that handsome?
Oh,
I've
my
been saying hi to
goodness.
DRUMNDETECT and chats for so long, and I've never seen him. I don't know why. I've connected to his channel such a long time ago. I don't ever see him. I don't ever see tripwire stuff pull up. You know,
No, you're
I don't
right.
understand why I'm like been subscribed to these people, but I don't never see them.
That happens
You
to
know.
me all the time. I
So I've
just
got
don't
to
get
go through and double check that.
Yeah, you got to check.
Because I've
it.
been talking with him in the chats. I always say, yo, DRUMNDETECT, what's up, man? And stuff like that for a long time.
Yeah.
And I just
Oh my
don't
God.
ever see him on YouTube.
Yeah, that's cool.
I'll double check later though and make sure that everything's right. Because I would like
Right.
to be able to check it out.
Check your pollination.
remember the-
Sarah.
I'm sorry. You remember the Okie Surf and Turf days?
Yeah.
I mean that was when right around when I first started YouTube, and he was always commenting on my stuff, and Okie was awesome because man he had a passion in him just for you know a button or whatever that really kind of lit a fire for me. I mean there's guys like Hockey Chiggers, Nugget Noggin, they were just they were already big. So it's cool to see somebody who's at kind of the same stage you're at as far as detecting and, I've just found my first whatever Indian head or whatever, that was cool. But don't let me ramble on.
Danny, bring it. Bring it. You're going down Saturday, boy. Bring it. Saturday, we're doing 2 quarter pounders with cheese and a large drink speed eating challenge. And while everybody's here, mark my words, Grandma Kelly, love you. Danny boy is going down.
Now, if you was going to have like maybe a beer chugging contest, I might be up for that.
We
I'd have to
chugged
play that one.
applesauce today.
Yeah, I'd end up with heartburn. Oh my god. Yeah.
So I don't know if y'all knew, Robert,
Oh,
Melissa.
man.
I don't even know if Rachel knows, but Grandma Kelly came here to Lansing over the summer,
Yeah.
and we got to sit down and break bread. Well, tortilla chips. We had Mexican, and we got to hang out with her. And now she knows that we are just as crazy, if not crazier, in real life as we are on the internet. We didn't get her
Yeah,
kicked
Grandma
out.
Kelly's an awesome inspiration. I mean, she
Yeah.
really is such a great person with tons of freaking energy. Y'all think we got energy? Grandma
Yeah,
Kelly
it's
go
funny.
around.
You get me and Grandma Kelly together though, and we're magnificent and doing stuff. Boy, I could run circles around. Yeah, you'd be about to pass out. Me and Grandma Kelly, we do good together.
People have like a
We
mixed
did. We
bag
had
with
fun.
me.
We had a lot of fun with Grandma
Some people
Kelly.
are like, "Oh, you're just like you are on your videos," and the other people are like, "Wow, I didn't know you were this friendly and talked." And it's like I don't know, it's a mixed bag. Some people are surprised at how I am, and the other ones are like, "Wow, you're just like you are in your videos." So it's kind of weird. It's kind of like a
Yep.
mixed bag. I mean, Robert got excited when I pulled up late at night. He told
I know, Grandma Kelly, because since you were here, we got 7 magnets now. We have 7 Kratos magnet kits now.
Yep.
All the kids can magnet fish with us, Grandma Kelly. It would be great if you made it back out here again sometime soon.
You know what? We've been doing a little bit of filming at Eaton Rapids. There's a bridge that we've been magnet fishing on the other day. Well, not the other day, but a while back. We just went over it the other day. There's not even any water down there anymore. I'm like,
It's
what
gone.
in the world?
It's rocks.
Oh.
Wow.
So we magnet fish, and there ain't nowhere to magnet fish there anymore.
Yeah, not there. Nope.
Wow.
So not good.
Well, guys,
Let's see.
we hate to interrupt you, but I think we're going to do that giveaway.
Yep.
So we're going to give everyone just
About
a few
10
more,
seconds.
10 seconds to get your
Hashtag
hashtag AADD.
Danny, love you, brother. Thank you for saying that.
Heck yeah, Danny. And
So
you're a great
10.
guy too, Danny.
Yeah.
10,
Yeah, 10.
Right back at you, bro.
9,
8,
7,
6,
5,
4,
3,
2,
2.
1. Good luck, everybody.
Here we go.
Here we
Roll
go.
that beautiful bean footage.
Karen C.
Shakalaka.
Is it-
Yes, Karen.
Is that Karen?
Congratulations.
Karen.
Congratulations.
Oh my gosh, congratulations, Karen.
Chat.
The
Just
real
say it right
McCoy. I
here.
like that.
The real
Yep.
McCoy.
Yeah, she's awesome.
Is that
She
Miss Karen
is in the
Carter?
Yeah.
chat.
I thought so. She changed her name.
Yep, she added to her
Miss
name.
Karen, you added that to your name. I didn't know that was you.
We just want to see she's still here. And I didn't even tell people what I did earlier. What they
He's
were
here.
getting. We'll be getting the little silver.
Make yourself big.
Yeah. Let me get rid of this.
Karen, make sure you send us your mailing address to Clark's Cove Detecting at gmail.com. It's going across the bottom of the
Yeah, it's a
screen
little
there.
JFK silver presidential token.
Nice.
That's
She'll get
cool.
a couple of
Yep, she's there.
Wheaties, a foreign coin, a token, one of our poker chips, wooden nickel, a
Digging with Squeak.
Digging with Squeak poker chip, a my Angelou uncirculated 2022 quarter. Let's see, there's a Brooklyn metal detecting Brooklyn pin and a awesome sticker pack.
Yes.
Holy
And-
moly, what a huge
and-
giveaway.
Oh, yes, Karen.
Karen, I need you to tell me right now
Because you won. You
because
are now
you
part
won
of the
the Cover.
Cover
Do
family.
you want your Prospect for Life sticker, or do you want your Pledge for Life sticker, which will put you to be the next generation of Covers when I get those stickers done? So let me know if you want a Pledge for Life or Prospect for Life, and we'll get those out to you.
Nice.
Yeah, that's sweet. That's awesome.
Running with scissors. Love you, sister.
Starries, I love the little ghost in chat. That is crazy how you do that.
Crypt Keeper.
Oh, Crypt Keeper's here. Hey,
That's
Ryan.
my boy right there now.
Good to see you, Ryan. Coming out swinging.
Yeah, this chat has been epic tonight, man.
Yeah.
Very cool
guys
chat.
Yeah. A lot
Couldn't
of
ask for a
awesome-
better
Right.
crowd of people for sure.
Hey, Tom Riley, good to see you.
Pledge for Life.
Yeah,
Awesome.
she wants
Pledge
Pledge
for
for Life.
Life.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Because if you watch, I'm always saying Covers, Prospects, and Pledges. Well, we've kind of felt we took our Covers and the numbers to the limit. So I'm concentrating on my Pledges and my Prospects, and then I'm going to redo the Cover stickers. So everyone that's a Pledge and a Prospect then will get the new Cover for Life sticker, which will be like a legacy sticker. It's going to have legacy on it. And then we're going to let that run for as long as we can. But, it's just a cool thing to have the Pledges and the
Yep.
Prospects have their own stickers like the Covers are. And, of course, anytime we have a Cover giveaway,
You're
all those
automatically
people are
entered.
automatically
Yeah.
entered. You don't have to do
Don't have
nothing.
to comment. Yeah, you're automatically
Yeah,
entered.
that's freaking awesome.
that
Juice, good
community
night, brother. Love you, bro.
All right, Juice. We'll see you in a little
doing
while, bro.
great. Yes, absolutely.
So, guys, I have a question. What's your all's bucket listers?
That's what I just
Fine.
Well, they kind of answered.
They kind of are answered
Well, you
that.
know that
Yeah,
everybody's
we
dream
didn't
is that
go
they
to
got
gold
gold
yet.
when they go out and
Brody
dig.
needs to find
I'm
me.
ready to find some gold. Dang it!
He needs to find me a new
I've been
diamond
metal
ring.
detecting 17 years and I've not found anything gold. Now in South Carolina, I found tons of Civil War buttons and relics and gold plated stuff and all that, but I've never found anything solid gold yet. And I'm telling y'all, it's probably because I'm too busy digging the sweet tones.
Oh yeah, gold comes in low.
Yeah.
What about you, Joel?
Well, I know my white whale is a silver quarter. Can you believe I
Yeah.
never found a silver quarter
Yeah.
God, me neither.
of any kind?
Of any kind.
Okay,
But-
add that to ours too.
I did get a rosy dime last time I went out, so that was pretty cool.
My
I
biggest
have-
bucket list right now is a
So you
full
nailed
shoe
it.
buckle.
And the barber.
Intact.
Yeah, I got a full shoe buckle.
I've never found a GW.
I never found one of those either. That's my
I have
white.
two standing and one barber, but
That's
I've
my
never.
white
You're the
whale.
one that found the GW.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you tell Karen C to send her address
Yes,
to
I did.
clarkscovedetecting@gmail.com?
Absolutely. Yes, I did.
There's my shoe buckle, Joel.
Isn't that
I'd like
gorgeous?
to find a few old reals as well too. You know, I
So
see the
jelly.
Hoover
I'm so
boys;
jelly.
they're always digging those reals and stuff. I'm like, man, I want to dig a real.
I got those too. I don't know where they're
You
at.
know who found that cool boot? The boot bottom was Michigan Jones.
Yep, she did a hill,
A really cool
heel
heel
tap.
tap.
and I found some tacks that go into a hill tap, so that was
Yeah.
pretty cool.
I found a heel plate and toe taps.
Nice.
That's another bucket lister.
Yeah, I
Heel
seen
plate.
Dennis there with DF
Luke
Digger
found
on
it-
his premiere tonight. He
Luke
had
found
heel
a toe tagged before.
Oh, I've done
Ooh.
that twice. Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, tourist destination, you know. So I don't know if people are throwing their ashes out or what, but 2 times I went out there and 2 times I dug up toe tags. And I'll tell you, those put off the best signal you ever heard. And I got excited. I was like, wow, this is the shiniest silver I ever seen. Because toe tags are made out of some kind of weird alloy. But I mean, I pull them out the ground, they look brand spanking new, and it's toe tag. I'm like, oh crap. And you can
Wow.
actually go in with that number and type in the number and find out exactly whose that was. So I just, once I found that out, I left them things out
My
there.
name is Scissor Smoked Out 420 Hafford Paranormal.
What's up, Catherine?
Hey, Robin, good to see you, bro.
Welcome.
Smoked out. That's right. Coming over from the community tab.
I'm going to ask you guys because I know you're all into the paranormal stuff. Have you? What's the craziest thing you all have witnessed or experienced?
A full-on shadow apparition, a short, fat black lady with curlers in her hair. She was jet black, and her pupils were blacker than jet black. And as soon as I looked at her like this, she looked at me and just went, phew. And that house always had me on edge there. I could always feel that negative energy in there and everything. It made you scared to even look in the mirror.
There was
The
a
light bulbs in the house was always blowing up. I mean, it just had an eerie presence to it. And the woman that moved in there right after we did started seeing that same exact shadow figure, and her son ended up committing suicide in the house.
Oh,
So, you know, but it was so negative. There was an Australian guy living there, and when we went to look for a house to rent, we needed something bigger. And this was a deal too good to be true. Just come take over the lease.
yeah.
We get there. He's been there for 6 weeks out of a 2-year contract. He hadn't unloaded one box. His house is right there the same way it was when he wanted to move into the place. Everything's out on the front lawn. And we're just like, wow, this place is move-in ready. And I'm telling you, within the first night, the second night, I didn't even want to look in a mirror in that house. I could feel it.
So I also
But it goes on way before that. That was the first time I seen, without a shadow of a doubt, a full-on shadow figure, which was insane.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Mama. I'm sorry.
It's okay, baby. The house right before that, we called it the Yellow House. It had the windows all across the front, just a single family ranch. But I had a home daycare. I was licensed by the state for home daycare in that home and the home he's talking about. So he ran the carpet company at that point, and I was doing the daycare. And we had just taken a break from the bowling alley. We had put in years at the bowling alley, and we were burnt out. And so I actually witnessed, and I had 3 girls working for me that all witnessed that day. The oven. We put a lasagna in the oven for lunch for the youngins. And all of a sudden, Jen's calling me from the other side of the house, hooting and hollering and screaming. And I'm like, what on earth are you yelling about? Some of the babies just went down for a nap. What is your deal? Because usually they'll take a nap before lunch and then get up in the morning. The oven, she said, the oven. And I look at the oven, and it's a regular old electric oven with the flat top, the glass top. The screen was steadily going up. By the time I got in there, it was reading 400, 415, 425, 450. It kept climbing up. I said, well, why is it doing that? She's like, I don't know. It just started doing it, and it was beeping a second ago. So I'm watching it. It hits 500, and the screen goes blank. And I'm like, what in the world? And out of nowhere, the word hell flashes on the screen. And the whole thing's smoking. The kitchen's starting to fill it with smoke, and the word hell, capital H, capital E, a lowercase a L and an L, like it was all capitals, is on the screen. And I'm getting chilled. I'm just talking about it right now. I called Blake panic, and I'm like, what do I do? He's like, unplug it, Rebecca. I'm like, okay. But it says hell on it. And I'm like, crying.
I was like, unplug it before it burns the house down.
Jen's crying. But I tell you what, that house was so charged. Like the windows open and shutting, doors open and shutting, little short black shadows darting all around the room in the corner of your eyes. Constant activity.
Well, my father passed away too shortly before I moved in. Well, no, he actually came to that big house. No, he never went in there, did he?
Big house.
Did he?
Mm-hmm.
Well, anyway, he passed away shortly after I moved in there, I guess. And my brother was in the middle of AA stuff, trying to get himself straightened out, get off the alcohol and all that. And my dad wanted him to go to the Owl's Nest. It's a place that you can go to, basically live on the land, but be away from alcohol. And my dad passed away before he ever got to try to talk that into my brother. So I pull out this little ghost radar app thing on my phone, a little free app on your phone. You know, I didn't think nothing of it. I was just doing it to have something to do. And I turned it on, and it said, remember Pennsylvania? And I was like, okay. And it was like train ride, and it said, John is here too. Well, John is a son that we lost when he was 5 months pregnant inside of Rebecca.
Yeah,
we lost him, so we named him John instead of Luke Jr. But you know, that was actually the first thing that came through is John is here. I was like, oh wow, that's weird. And then it said Pennsylvania. It said train ride. My brother had just taken a train to Pennsylvania.
Yep.
And then the very next thing it said was pamphlet on the bar, just like that.
Yep.
And I walked over to the bar, and damn if the Owl's Nest pamphlet wasn't sitting right there.
Yeah.
So all of that validated that my dad wanted me to hear him say that, because he told me before he died he had some important stuff for me to write down. Well, by the time I got in there to write it down, hospice already shot morphine all in him, and I never got to hear what he wanted to say. So it's still a mystery.
Yeah.
But I know for a fact that that's one of the things he was going to tell me, is to make sure that my brother went to that Owl's Nest.
Robert,
which he didn't, because now he's living with us anyway.
Right? Robert, Melissa, have you ever had any kind of paranormal experiences?
Yes, we have talked about in this house. Nothing really dramatic, but we'll wake up and you'll smell breakfast being fixed.
Oh, nice.
My mother passed away in this house, and she was a country cook. And of course, my dad passed here as well.
I'll get up and smell coffee. Oh, I mean, and there's no questioning and breakfast being fixed.
Wow.
And I've talked about this room that we have our command center in right now. Before it was the command center, I just had it basically set up as like a man cave. All my stuff in here. And I would come in this room, and where the ceiling fan is right here in the chain, I would walk through there and it'd be black, and I couldn't find it. And I would start looking for the chain hanging and couldn't. I'm getting chills right now talking about it. And I'd actually have to go out into the hallway and turn the light on, and then it would be there.
Oh, wow.
Like
Ain't no
like
way
somebody's
I'm missing-
grabbing it away and playing with
There's
you.
no
Yeah.
way I'm missing that chain. And I would get the feeling being like pushed out of the room. when I
Yeah.
would move it. But since we've turned it into what we have with the metal detecting, that has all kind of subsided. But the smells, oh yeah, we still wake up some mornings and you still
Yeah.
smell the smells.
I'm
Yeah.
a firm believer that, you know, if she passed away in the home, if you were to ask me, I'd say her spirit's lingering there until Judgment Day. You know, people talk about purgatory in different places like that. You know, you got to walk in the path of Jesus Christ. You got to live a righteous life. If you're going to go to paradise when you die, you've got to be righteous, which nobody is. So therefore, you're in purgatory, and purgatory is a place that people that do love Jesus go, and they're waiting on Judgment Day. So until Judgment Day, until the Golden Gate is actually even done being built, until it ever even opens, Jesus himself has not even entered the gates to heaven yet. He never said he was in heaven. He said in paradise, which is totally different because the Bible says that the bloodline of Canaan would be the ones to build that gate. It would take 70 Jubilee years, and until then, not one person or soul would enter them gates. And this is right now, which makes this timeline that we're living in more interesting, is because we are approaching the very end of the 70-year Jubilee that the Bible was speaking about. Go ahead, Rachel.
Jesus also said, in my Father's kingdom there are many rooms, and I go to prepare one for you. He's actually speaking of heaven. It's later on in the New Testament, but sorry.
Guys,
Yeah,
you
and
know
I think that
Little PK here. You
We're
know.
going to interrupt. Joel needs to run.
Yeah.
So we want to
Yeah,
thank
guys.
him for being a part of the show tonight.
Yes, absolutely.
You
Thank
rock,
you,
Nice to
Joel.
finally be on panel with you, Joel.
yeah,
Yes.
Drum Detect, man. Have a good one, bro.
Everybody gotta go.
We'll do this again sometime,
Yep,
Joel.
we'll do it again
Right on.
sometime, Joel.
Thanks
for
See,
joining.
thanks for
Keep it
joining
real,
us.
guys. All right.
Thanks for showing your finds.
The
Bye,
reason
Joel.
I feel, you know, and the Bible talks about many rooms, it's because you're in a place that's peaceful, but you're not in heaven. You're not in paradise. You're in a holding. And many people have had outer body experiences where they said they've seen a hallway with rooms, just like how you're saying it, Rachel, and when they walk up to the door, there's people in there actually still reading Bibles in these rooms, which is
Studying.
crazy. But my thing is the lady that died in my house, and I'm sitting in here right now, I can turn on the ghost radar right now and she'll answer almost every single freaking question. I've got it all on YouTube as well too.
Yep.
I go to the Bath Massacre location. There's a line of kids wanting to talk. The principal's out there trying to talk. The teachers are talking. The killer himself that blew himself out there, he's trying to come through. Sophisticated, no way it could happen. These have been manipulated by spirit because the app that I use doesn't have an audio bank in it.
Yeah.
There's no way you're going to get words out of something without an audio bank. So when you get a response, you get direct communication. These are very intelligent responses, including the kids telling us their first and last names
Their ages.
at the location. So when them kids exploded, their souls left the body. It was a massacre location. If they had a choice to be here or there or there or there, they're not going to be standing out there where they got blown up, in my opinion.
No.
Mrs. Erickson wouldn't be sitting right here in this house, in my opinion. You know, they would be in a better place if they had a chance. I feel like your spirit is stuck in a small area until Judgment Day.
Well, I tell you,
And I know that that's hard because everybody wants to believe that when their loved one dies, they're automatically in heaven. Yes, we would love to believe that, but that's just not the fact. The fact is that, you know, there's going to be a wait. Now, when those gates do open, you might die and instantly go to heaven or hell. But until that happens, nobody's in heaven yet. And the Bible says not even Jesus is in heaven yet. So, and you got to consider too that man has manipulated the words in the Bible. They removed books. They removed things that they didn't feel was right. Well, what makes man so special that he can remove the words from the Bible, you know? So it's been manipulated a little bit, whether people want to say so or not.
Around the 300 AD, and that's between 300 AD and 1000 AD. It was the Catholics actually.
Yeah.
The monks.
Yeah.
They,
some of the higher up. Yeah.
Yeah, they
To remove
removed
what
a
they
lot.
saw
They
fit
made
to be removed.
Mary Magdalene a lot. She was not as bad as it is portrayed now.
No.
Yeah.
That's what I say
Mary
about
Magdalene was
manipulation.
probably Jesus's wife.
The manipulation of the word to deceive everybody. The Bible, you know, we were all the devil wants us to be deceived, and a lot of people can easily be deceived, you know, and sell out, you know, and that's not good, but it's just a fact of life. But Jesus himself, and I say this all the time because it gets confusing. People say, well, the Bible says this, the Bible says that, you can't do this, can't do that, you can't do this. Well, you know what? Jesus is the main thing in the Bible that counts. It's the only thing that can actually save you when you're dead. It's the only thing that's going to put you in heaven. He knew the Bible was going to be confusing to millions of people. Yeah. He said with his own mouth, call my name and you shall be saved. It doesn't get no easier than that. When you call on Jesus, Jesus knows at that point you believed in him and you're allowing him to come into your heart and save your sins, because a lot of people will be saved by the skin of their teeth. They might not ever believe in Jesus right here on earth, but they haven't even faced judgment day yet. The Bible says a lot of people will be saved by the skin of their teeth, because right when they're about to die, when they don't have no choice, they're going to call on Jesus or God, and they're going to be saved because Jesus said so. He said, call my name, you shall be saved. No ifs, ands, buts about it, you know? And he said that because he knew that many of people were going to be confused with the words, because they are very confusing. And you might read a story, interpret it one way. I read the same story and I'm interpreting it a completely different way. And that could happen tenfold throughout the world. So that's why Jesus made it that easy. Yeah, John 3:16, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son, that whoever believed in him should not perish but have everlasting life. That's always been an amazing verse right there. And
you know, talking about Jesus and everything, you know, there's so many beliefs out there, and today there's so many people offended. But Luke, you're doing your job by saying the words that you're doing this evening.
You know,
I don't claim to be a preacher.
Christian.
Deny me.
We're all brothers and sisters. So if we can say anything to help somebody out, or even guide them in even the right direction, then I say job well done. Because what good are you if you're not even willing to try? You know?
Yeah.
And I'm not a preacher. I don't know everything about the Bible, but I know the most important thing in there is Jesus himself. And his words are the most important. So that's what I pay the most attention to. Now, we do want to look for the signs. We want to pay attention to revelations. We all know what's coming if you're paying attention. So it tells you not to be foolish, not to be deceived, but not even to believe your left hand. So you got to be careful. And Jesus said, call my name and you shall be saved. And I know one thing, I'm going to call on his name every dang day. And if I'm about to die, I'm calling on his name. He's the only way.
Yeah. Danny Boy said that Revelation said that you can never take away what was written in the word, and you cannot, and you can't take it away. But you can always add to pages. Actually, no, Revelations also says you cannot add to it. So
exactly
about the Muslims, but
and that's why you got to be careful that you don't fall free.
Is actually added to after the Revelations. But
back to our experiences with the paranormal.
I just wanted to say something real quick, Robert.
I was sitting.
Nothing preachy, but I did have a conversation. I did have a conversation with a friend of mine about faith, and as humans, we don't know for certain. Even those who of us who follow the Bible, none of us know for certain, because nobody's gone and come back to tell us that there's a heaven.
They have, though. Jesus did. He conquered hell, sister.
I know. I'm saying,
written.
Even us, it's written in a book that's several thousand years old. But I'm saying none of us are 100,000. Our faith, your faith makes you certain. This is why I'm getting about faith. Humans need to have faith in something. That's why there's plenty of religions out there. And they're each just as valid as our Christian and Catholic.
Not necessarily. I disagree, because, God said that he created, there is other gods out there. He tells us that in plural.
Debate with that. I'm saying,
but he says not to put any other gods before him.
Right.
And
there are religions. There are religions, Buddhism and Hinduism. These religions
fine and dandy.
Right, but they're valid to those people. That's what I mean by that. They're just as valid to them as Christianity is to you and myself.
Yeah.
Because as humans, we need faith. And I think a lot of the problems in the world today is people have been putting their faith in the wrong things. And I don't mean other religions. I mean in material things.
Manly things,
cars, worldly things. The things you need to have faith in something higher than yourself, not somebody who
Yep.
makes money because they said a few lines in a movie or they play a
Oh, yeah.
child game. You know, you need to have faith in something bigger than yourself. And that's just an innate nature of being a human. And we've
Yeah,
lost
it puts a
our
moral in
faith.
your life for sure. Yeah,
Right. And
it
I
gives
feel
life a moral reason to even be alive. You
in
know what's so
modern
amazing about the
Western
book
world,
that
I feel we've lost as people, we've lost our faith.
what's so amazing about the Bible though is with the way they can break it down with the codes and they can find things, but that's not even the most amazing thing. The most amazing thing is that it says Yeshua over and over and over and over and over and over again, which is impossible for any, even AI computer could not rewrite that book like it was written and have it going backward in code, rewriting Yeshua over and over and over again, skipping those words. That by itself is a freaking miracle.
Hey,
I mean,
Paula,
there's
good to
no
see
way,
you, Simplex.
because they said even AI technology today could not make a book like that.
No.
So,
But like I said, like,
it's very miraculous. You know,
we've
last
lost,
thing,
as a people, we've lost our moral compass because we've lost
definitely
faith in what we need to have faith in. And I don't mean you and me personally. I mean as a people.
Yeah. Well, see,
They
a very unique thing that happened when Jesus rose from the dead, he visited every continent to give them people the ability to know that he rose from the dead. He's here. He's coming back. He visited every continent. The governments and your demonized people out here, they're the ones that buried that. They buried the truth, and it's all part of the deception. We're lucky that we know the word, because there's a lot of places that have completely hidden Jesus. And even like China outlawing Jesus. Are you kidding me? But they did. So, you know, there's nothing we can do about it but pray for them, of course. But, you know, just the miraculous events that happen in the Bible that you can actually walk up to and put your hand on and say, yeah, this took place. Noah's Ark's actually in the Ariat Mountains. The stones from the bottom of the ship, the anchor stones, they're actually in a line where Noah was cutting them off the bottom of the ship as the water was receding. There's so many things that happen that you can put your hands on, and it's there, that there's no denying it. In my world, you would be a lot more foolish to think that those words were made up than you would ever be to know, if you just paid attention, all the proof is right there.
Hey, Rain.
And you're right, Rachel. I mean, you got to have something in life to keep yourself positive and a moral reason to be alive and to keep on going and to be a good person in life. I know that. And there's people out there that never get the chance to learn about God. So, you know, I feel like if I can get 70 people in my YouTube chat, and I'm talking about the good Lord out there, that's way bigger than a lot of the smaller churches out there. So I feel like, you know, it's important, as if I'm somebody's real friend, then I shouldn't be scared to tell them you need to find Jesus, or I shouldn't be like, we're not judging somebody if we say, look, man, you got to quit what you're doing. You're ruining yourself. We're not judging anybody, but we're pointing out our brothers and our sisters' mistakes. And that's what we're supposed to do, you know?
Yeah.
But anyway, it's a touchy subject, but the whole fact of the matter is, and then we're gonna get back to these guys. Jesus said to call his name and you shall be saved. It don't matter where you're at on planet Earth. It don't matter where you're at. You can be in space and die. Just call on Jesus. You're going to go with him. So,
well, I mean,
anyway, I love y'all and thank y'all for letting me even say that.
Well,
you know,
like you said, Melissa,
saying it.
Absolutely.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
There are people out there, especially on this platform, and they may be Christians, but they're scared to, to speak of who they are, so they don't offend people in their chat. They don't want to lose that view. They don't want to lose that respect from that person. But if you're a true Christian, then you would never be afraid to tell others and to speak of the good Lord. There should be no question in your mind.
Absolutely correct, Rebecca.
So we've never held back. I mean, we are crazy on our live, and we're crazy in real life, and we're wild, and we do repent for sins. But I mean, at the end of the day, we're still good Christian folks that are trying to bring up our children, the same way that we were brought up, with morals and respect for others.
Awesome.
That is awesome.
It's tough.
And we appreciate it, because there could be someone in chat this evening, or someone that will watch the replay of this live stream and be touched by the words that have been spoken.
Yeah,
most definitely. Yeah, that's always a hope. Go ahead.
But back to our paranormal stuff.
Right, Rachel, have you ever experienced anything paranormal?
Yeah, here and there. I mean, nothing major.
Like shadows or lights on and off, or what do you mean?
Cold spots.
Yeah.
That's all, when I was a kid, which we're more apt and more prone to see these things when we're younger. I mean, like my grandmother came to me. Stuff like that. My house in Middletown that I grew up in was pretty the bathroom door would turn the knob and open.
No, you ain't taking my Coke, buddy.
I guess.
Stuff like that. I would hear my name, hot breath on my ear.
Have I ever got a sip?
No.
I would be the only one home.
Yeah.
And you'd actually hear your name getting called.
Yeah, and a breath on my
Holy
ear.
moly.
Like they were saying it in my ear.
That
If
My
anybody has
grandma lost a friend of hers when she was in her 20s. My dad told me this years later. So when they bought the house in Middletown, apparently she brought her friend with her. Because my dad said she would have conversations, and her end of the conversation sounded like she was talking on the phone. There would be space for replies, and she would ask questions and agree and things like that. Like she was having a conversation on the phone. She was talking to her friend. And other people on this block, it's very small. It's a dead end with 9 houses. We lived in the guy's house that he actually died in the house, and that may have been saying stuff in my ear, but
Hey there, buddy.
they've seen her at the top of the dead end where we lived. Hey, buddy. And
Levi said, hey, girls.
that was about it. That's probably the major stuff.
If y'all haven't seen the Bath Massacre video that I've got on my channel that says Maniac on there, if y'all haven't seen the original video that I put out that has like 34,000 views on it or something right now, I suggest you check that out, because this app that I downloaded was made by a guy named Steve Huff, and he's been working on this thing for about 12 years. Since he lost his father, he's been working on it, even asking like people in the spirit world for ideas on how to make this thing work. And he's getting these little answers. Now he's got this device where we're just one step away from being able to pick up the phone and talk to your dead loved one. Is that freaking mind blowing? Some of the answers and the responses that we're getting is almost complete direct communication, as if I could just pick up that phone and sit right there and talk to them. That's how close we literally are. The only thing we got to be worried about is, are we communicating with the demonic entity that's impersonating a loved one to keep you dragged down, to keep you depressed, to keep your life all screwed up, because it could be. It could be, because then that person that's gone's always in your mind every time something happens, and it could be somebody else. But from what I've gotten from everywhere I've gone, it's just complete direct answers. Mrs. Elizabeth right here gave me her full name. I said, Elizabeth, do you miss Floyd? And she said, Floyd was my husband. I said, Mrs. Erickson, did you miss the ladies at the church? And she said, I miss them a lot. I said, did you know I shared your voice out on a channel called YouTube that thousands of people could hear you? And she said, that was a behemoth event. I was like, oh, Mo. But I'm just serious. If you watch some of those videos, it's insane how easy that we are actually communicating with the spirits here right now.
I could tell you one more thing. I didn't think of it till just now, so it's probably... My mother was terminally ill for many years. She survived a lot of times when they told us she wouldn't, and to prepare, One time, about 5 years before she died, she was on life support another time, and then they took her off, and they really weren't expecting her to survive. And she kept looking in the corner of her room. And I know that, as we're dying, science will tell you that it's, your brain synapses, and your brain's trying to comfort you. So it's making you see these things. But she was looking dead in that corner. And later on, I had talked to her when she, recovered. And I was like, who's in the corner? And she said it was her mother. And she told her mother she's not going anywhere. And like right after staring at the corner, 2 days later, she's fine. She's getting ready to release from the hospital. Meanwhile, they told us prepare, get her affairs in order. Well, when she was actually in act of dying, she didn't sometimes, they sleep a lot, and sometimes they'll have a spurt of energy and they'll wake up and sit up and talk to you. My mother didn't do that. But she did open her eyes, and she just had this big, huge, beautiful smile on her face. And she was just looking up, and she was just smiling like she was happy. She passed not too long after that. So whoever, I guess it wasn't her mother, because she didn't want to go with her mother. So whoever it was, it could have been my sister
Made her
that
happy, yeah.
died after she was born. It could have been her. I
Mhm.
don't know, because not long, my mom closed her eyes again, and then a few hours later she was gone. But yeah, there was definitely somebody there. You could just like kind of feel it.
Yeah.
I felt it before I saw her looking up. Let's put it that way. That's what
Yeah.
made me look at her.
That's crazy.
And I felt her leave. My
Oh
back
yeah,
was
I'm pretty
to
good.
her. My
I
back was
know I
to
was
her
sitting
when
in
she
the
died.
kitchen one night
I don't
here,
doubt that a bit.
and Melissa had went to the bathroom, and I was sitting there, and I thought it was her coming out of the bathroom and walking into the living room. And I was like, "Where are you going?" Well, then here comes Melissa out of the bathroom. And I figured it was her mom, because her and her mom, she looks like her mom. And the person I saw walk by looked and said, "That's the only one I can figure it's her mom." And
Yeah.
I seen that plain as day when I was sitting there. I'm like, "Where are you going?" And then here she comes out of the bathroom. And I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, that was and once again, I'm getting chills talking about that one. So
Have y'all heard of the stories where people go in for like surgery and they gas them, and all of a sudden you got this outer body experience? That happened to me too. I went in for a broken arm. They had to gas me and put the gas over me, and they gassed me out. Well, next thing you know, I'm up here in the very corner of the room looking down at myself down there. And I'm like, what in the world? And I'm just sitting there staring. And next thing you know, I'm sucked back into my body and I wake back up. But I mean, I could recreate that as a cartoon right now if I had the technology to do it. I saw the whole thing. I was laying there. I could see them sticking more needles in me and wrapping the arm with a cast, everything. I watched all of it from the corner of the room.
Wow.
So I'm glad they was able to wake me back up.
I
Yes.
joke with people now.
Yes.
My mom never wanted to be unplugged, as she put it. And that day we went there, and they pulled us into the side room, and it was I'm sorry, but all neurologists think they're gods, especially when they're new ones. So he thought he was a god. He knew. And there was one of the main nurses. There was another doctor there, and then the board of ethics. As soon as they introduced the board of ethics, I knew what was going on. And this is 3:00 in the afternoon, and I said, "Well," they were like, "Well, if we take her off support, she'll pass very quickly." I said, "You can assure me of that?" And they said, "Yeah." I said, "Okay," because my mom's a fighter. She wants to be plugged in as long as there's activity in her brain, and there is activity in her brain. So they, I knew the board of ethics pretty much. It's pretty much forcing you to take somebody off of life support, because they will fight you, and they'll take it to court and all that fun stuff. Meanwhile, your loved one will suffer. So I was just like, as a family, we sat down, we discussed it. Okay, so they left her, just the heart monitor on her, but everything else, they took out the ventilator, and that was when they finished. That was 3:15 in the afternoon, and at about, I don't know, about 11:30 at night, they came to us, and they were like, "Well, we didn't expect her to last this long, so we got to get a hospice bed for her." And I was like, "I told you, she's not going to go quickly. She's going to fight every last step of the way." And it was about like 3 a.m. They said, "Well, we have a bed for her, so if you just leave the room, we'll get her cleaned up and we'll bring her in the room." As soon as I turned around, I knew. The nurse came in. She was like, "You might want to go back to bed." I said, "She's already gone." But I turned around, because anyway, so I turned around. I saw her take her last 3 heartbeats. I could see in her neck.
Dang.
But I already knew she was gone. But everybody, I hear people talking all the time about family members coming back to visit them, and or whatever, assuring them and stuff. I said, "Well, my mom's pissed because she has not left me one single sign.
Hey, she might be haunting that place.
I was little. Do not unplug me." So she blames me. She ain't visiting me. And when it's
Yep.
my turn to go to the other side, I'm sure she's waiting over there with a good wallop for my butt, you know. But, yeah. You know, I mean, she's at peace now, but you know, she's still
Yep.
pissed at me. She's mad.
Yep. And it's
Over-
funny. I think when we were, go ahead.
Melissa's dad, he passed in this house too, and he's still here. Anytime I go to have to work on something that he had done, you might as well forget it. I've had to argue with him. I'd say, now quit fighting against me. And it'll be simple things like changing a light fixture out, and it'll be a pain, and when it shouldn't be. And I said, well, there's your dad. He's fighting because I'm changing something that he done.
Yeah.
And we've
Yeah.
ran into that here
A lot.
a lot.
lot.
It's funny.
Well,
Yeah.
when we were at Bath Masker, man, we had kids coming through, and I was like, "Did you say your name's Willie?" I was like, "Are you saying Willie?" And it's like, "Willa." I was like, "Willa." And I was like, "Willa, do you say Willa?" And she said, "Willa Hall." And I was like, "What?" We went and looked at the plaque. Sure enough, a name on there, a little girl named Willa Hall exploded there, and it said Georgie's here too. We looked, her little brother George got blown up there. A boy named Thompson came through. A boy named Noah came through.
Yeah.
Andrew, the killer, came through and said his name.
Yeah.
One of the teachers was standing there, and we said, "Do y'all have any other things y'all would like to say?" And the teacher's like, "This is a bunch of mischief."
That was a bunch
Teacher
of
said, "This is a
mischief.
bunch of mischief." I was like, "Oh, crap."
She didn't like us.
And I said, "Well, we're getting ready to go. If anybody has anything else they would like to say." And another kid voice came through and said, "There wasn't enough time." And I'm sitting there thinking, oh, man, I was like, I left, and it made me feel like there was a whole line of kids that wanted to say something, and I didn't give them enough time.
Wow.
And that eats me up because I know for a fact that that was the case, because I got Willa Hall clear as day. I got George's here clear as day. Everything I just told y'all clear as day. My son said, "Did a man blow you apart out here?" And he's like, "He'll tear you apart." I think that was the vice principal coming through that got blown up
So
outside.
he'll tear you apart just like that, clear as day.
I said, "Do y'all feel any pain on the other side?" It's like, itchy. I was like, itchy. And boy, I've been itching to death that night lately. So I had to get myself a dang back scratcher. But yeah, it said itchy. In my house, after I'd been talking with Elizabeth, the lady that passed away here, I said, "Elizabeth," I said, "are you feeling any pain on the other side at all?" And she said, "My hip." I was like, "My hip." I was like, "Whew." She said her hip. And then a little voice came through and said, "That's Satan." And I was like, "Oh." Next day, I go to stand up from after I got my shower. I go to stand up off the couch, get ready to start my day. Can't even stand up.
I thought he was joking. He called me from in here in the den, and so I can't stand up completely.
My whole entire left side, all the way down my
I said,
body,
"What
all the
are
way
you
into my
talking
toes.
about?"
My disc was completely pushed out, squashed the nerve, and all the juice
Yeah.
from that in between the disc was on top of the nerve.
Yeah.
I was in paralyzing pain for over 6 months, and I never had any hip problems until that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So that's
Wow.
and that voice coming through saying that's Satan, and not only that. That Elizabeth, it's on there. You go watch
It's
it.
on our
She
show.
came through and said, "Fear not, fear no evil." And I was like, oh, and that was right there
Yeah.
about when that voice came through that said, "That's Satan." She
Yeah.
comes through and says, "Fear not, fear no evil." Just like that. And I was like, ooh. And I was having this nightmare that would literally have you almost scared when you wake up, not even wanting to get out of bed and go take a leak in the middle of the night because it's too dark. But I was having this dream, and this big old demon was coming at me. It was a smoke cloud, and the closer he got to me, he formed into this big old demon. And I said to myself, I was like, "Fear not, fear no evil." And I looked over, and there was this big spear, and I grab it and throw it, and went right through the smoke cloud. That thing blew up, man, and it just went poof, and it was gone. And I had not had that nightmare ever since, man. And it was almost nightly, but it's like I conquered something in a freaking dream. But it's God's honest truth. I was having this dream. I'm getting them again. All of a sudden, I'm getting a couple of these weird dreams like this. I got to figure it out still. But that night, I said, "Fear not, fear no evil." And I threw that giant spear right through that thing, and boom, destroyed it right there. And it did not bother me for quite a while. But I
Wow.
think when you pull your ghost radars out and you start asking and all that, you're opening the doorway for these things to come back in. And I've done that a few times since I've conquered this thing in one of my dreams. And now I'm getting some of these dreams again where I don't even want to get out of the bed at night. And after seeing that full on jet black shadow figure, it makes you always wonder, is there something over there standing? Is there going to be something in there? Because once you've seen it, there's no doubt in your mind they're there. Some people see them, some people don't. The people that say that they're seeing these things, they probably really are seeing these things, because I've seen one. There's no doubt about it. And the reason there's validation is because the lady called us to clean the carpet in that house that I'm talking about where I saw that figure. I didn't even ask her. I didn't say nothing. I said, "Ma'am, are you experiencing anything weird in this house?" She said, "You talking about the short, fat lady with the curlers in her hair?" I was blown away. She described it exactly how I would have said it.
She said, "Actually, I haven't seen much of her the past couple weeks because we went ahead and painted everything back the color green that she wanted."
Oh, I got a night light now, Leanne. There ain't no dark spots. I got several night lights.
Yeah, apparently she was causing chaos, and they had repainted the house.
Started to,
yeah, starting to repaint stuff and remodel, and she got pissed.
Yeah, she said that lady was pissed. Things were happening. Things were going missing. Light bulbs were blowing up. Everything going on.
We've never had nothing that extreme.
Not that extreme.
No, dude, this house with the shadow figure, full on poltergeist, man. I'm serious, dude. And when I saw that lady and she saw me, my heart almost jumped out my whole entire body, man. And that thing saw me, and as soon as our eyeballs came like that and connected, she went pew, just as quick. I can't even move my hand that fast. She just pew, out. I was like, "Oh crap!"
Wow.
Yeah. So in that house,
I was scared to get out of bed to even see if anybody was in there.
It's a big house. It was about 5,000 square feet, and so the master bedroom was a master suite that we had, and the bathroom itself with the shower and the restroom, and then it had the door, and then there was a dressing area with the big giant mirrors, and then there was the actual walk-in closets. And so you could stand right there in that carpeted area of the dressing area between the bathroom and closet and do your hair and makeup or whatever, blow dry your hair. But the mirror was floor to ceiling, like a giant dressing area mirror. But there was sinks there and sinks in the bathroom. And so a lot of times I would brush my teeth right there, and Luke would come out and be brushing his and talking to me, getting ready for bed. And you would literally feel the tension, the darkness, like something in the air behind you, to where you're scared to look up in that mirror because she's right behind you. You can feel her right behind you, pressing down on you, like the feeling of just.
I'm not looking behind myself.
I was sitting there brushing my teeth, looking down. He's like, "You looking up?" I said, "Nope." I said, "Are you?" He said, "Nope."
And Simplex said something too. He says, "Does places look the same when they die in a house, even if you change things?" I think this is just my opinion. I think they're kind of trapped in time when they die, because when we were getting the children responding over there at the Bath Massacre location, Willa came through multiple times and said she was 12 years old. Well, then she came through one time and said she was 11. So we got in here and pulled up the history on Willa Hall. Yeah. She died one day before her 12th birthday.
She was 11.
So
about to be 12.
When you talk to these spirits and they're telling you their age, they're the same age they were when they passed away. It's like time is at a screeching halt, yet they are still able to answer you with sophisticated answers. So why is it that they can hear us and they can answer us, but time isn't moving? I mean, it's strange, ain't it? I mean, why are they the same age they were 97 years ago? So, that's another answer that we might not ever know until we're there. But the truth is, all those kids that came through, they were still kids. This was 97 years ago.
Didn't they just have the 97th anniversary?
Why are they still kids, and why are they still there? Because you say Jesus loves all the little children of the world and all this and all that, but why are their spirits still there? Unless it's a demon, and possibly the one that came out of Andrew when he blew himself up out there impersonating all these kids that died out there. And it could be one demon impersonating every single one of them. So
You're right.
that's why the Bible says don't even get involved with it because honestly, we don't know who we're talking to.
Yeah.
That's why we don't chase it. If something
Exactly.
happens here in the house, it's just we let it go, and I don't.
It's an experience.
Look into it and
Yeah,
don't chase
it's just
that
an
stuff.
experience, man.
Yeah.
It's dangerous. It's very dangerous. The Bible tells us not to communicate. It's not a 10 commandment though, so you can be forgiven for it. But I mean, it clearly says not to go disturbing the peace and not to even hang out with people that do. So it's a double-edged sword right there. It
Yeah, I
tells you
played
not
with
to do
the,
it, not to hang out with people that do it. But there's
I
too many
played with the
things
Ouija
happening.
board one time.
What'd you say?
I played with the Ouija board one time.
Yeah.
When I was like,
What
15.
happened?
I lived in a group home at the time,
Jenny.
in North Jersey, and I'm pretty sure it was my bright idea to buy the Ouija board from some thrift shop or something. And it was a group of us girls. It was probably about 3 or 4 of us, but only I don't remember if all 4 of us were putting our fingers on it. But that little, I forget what abacus or whatever it's called, the little slidey thing. We had our fingers on it, of course, blaming each other for moving a little bit. And I don't remember what one of us said something stupid and asking really corny questions, thinking the other one of these 3 girls is pushing it. It's not me pushing it. All of a sudden, it flew off the Ouija board at high velocity, so high that it dented the wall. It's only a little piece of plastic.
Golly. I believe you.
Went across the room. We were in the dining room, and it's a big dining room because there's about 20 of us girls living there. It went clear across the room into the wall. So we folded it back up, put it back
I've had multiple people, multiple friends along the way that's had the most terrible experiences with Ouija boards, even saying they burnt them and they reappeared, they throw them away, they come back. And a lot of people have those very same exact stories. So it's like, once you see this kind of stuff and you got all these EVPs and you've seen the full-on shadow figure, you can feel their energy. The good thing about it in my home, it's positive energy. There's nothing here that makes me nervous at all, except for the fact that voice came through and said that's Satan that one time, and then I wake up messed up really bad for months.
Yeah, a year almost.
But I never get that feeling here that I'm scared here, like I was in the house where I saw that full black shadow figure. And I haven't, my son, my brother, and I don't know if you ever not saw the white cloud here, and it went right through the wall.
I've seen it in the kitchen.
So that's a white cloud, which to me would represent more of a positive energy versus a dark black shadow figure that could possibly be a demon impersonating somebody's dead loved one.
His brother has seen the white mist move
and little Luke,
and it's moved from the kitchen to the living room. I've seen it from one side of the kitchen to the other towards the sink from the door, and my 17-year-old has also seen it going from the hallway into the kitchen.
That's crazy.
Like floating, and it's eye level.
Yeah, Dennis, probably so, bro.
Hey, Jenny, how are you doing, sweetie? Good to see you.
Well, guys, you know what? We are rounding up on 10 o'clock, and we said we wouldn't stay past 10. And I am thoroughly enjoying this conversation we're having, but we don't want to keep anyone past 10 o'clock.
Metal detecting in the morning.
Well, maybe every now and then, once every few months or something, however y'all want to do it, have a paranormal night, and whoever wants to come up there share their experiences, man. Because I mean, it is a very interesting subject. I mean, and it's a very touchy subject.
Yeah.
And a lot of people that have these experiences, they're scared to even tell anybody because a lot of people will look at you and think you're crazy. They're not crazy, man. These people are having experiences. Maybe not every one of them, but most of them.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I would love for us to pick up this subject matter again later on down the road.
Yeah,
definitely.
Absolutely.
Yes. Yes.
But yeah, we're going to get ready.
Hey, Olin, good to see you, Olin. How are you doing?
Well, thank y'all for letting us be on the panel tonight. You and Jersey Ray, y'all are always great.
Rachel.
Love you guys.
It's been a blast. We are so blessed to have you guys with us, and we appreciate you all coming on.
I know we don't we don't get to watch as much as but we enjoy when we get
Yes.
to
Oh,
that's
watch
okay.
you guys. You
Yes.
are-
Yeah, it's no big deal at all.
Yeah.
And we'll do pop-up lives in the evenings sometimes too. We just try not to step on anyone else's toes, and a lot of people have like strict schedules for the week. So
YouTube's kind of a holiday thing too. Like as the
Yeah.
cold, snowy weather gets in here, your channels are gonna pick up a lot more
you
than
get
what they
a
are right now.
lot
So
more views
Just
in
step
winter
on
than you
toes. I mean, when
I
you're
know,
not
I was-
intentionally
I was
stepping on toes, that's
skeptical.
one thing. There are people out there intentionally doing it. So if
Right.
you just start streaming, don't worry about it. I mean, we know you're not intentionally doing it.
Just pick the
It's hard to
time
tell
best
how
for
many
you.
streams there are.
CBC.
and you gotta remember, there's not just a
Oh,
couple
yeah.
hundred people on YouTube streaming. There's millions. So you
There's a
can't
big-
always, you know, we don't want to
today.
step on people's feet, but you can't always think about everybody else. I mean,
Yeah.
you're trying to build your YouTube channel, so you have to do what's best for you and your channel.
Can anyone in chat that's a mod put up our link for Mr. Alfonzetti? Mr. David was looking
David
for our link.
Allen.
Oh my gosh, Robert, Melissa, Rachel, we just hit our 17K earlier this week.
Nice.
Wow! Congratulations, guys.
I know, I can't believe
You
it.
want a cake?
So anybody that's just visiting our show for the first time, a little disclaimer, we're 18 years of age and older and we're crazy. So I apologize in advance for anything you may encounter.
And thank y'all for letting us be part of the Cover family. We greatly
Oh,
appreciate that.
Hey, is Juice
Absolutely.
live?
Thank you all for being
We-
supporters of
Robert,
ours.
Melissa, we could always raid Juice
Is
if
he
he's
live
live.
yet?
Jenny
I
said we
think
could do a raid on
Jimmy
Juice.
says we could do a Clark's Cove raid on Juice.
That'd be sweet.
Yeah, we could all raid it.
We want to thank you all for.
Yes.
for-
Hey, look, we got a crazy man in the chat and ain't got nothing better to do in his life but harass people, run his dirty, filthy
Aw.
mouth, and it's time to hit the road. Where's my phone at?
I know. I don't have my
Oh, I
I got this little
Yeah.
Michael Jackson clip on my phone that's going to be saying, beat it, when the trolls come in there. Because if I share somebody out, I have to give them a fair warning. I'm
Yeah.
going to get trolls because I live rent-free inside people's heads, and I'm hated for it.
I'm sorry, Robert, Melissa.
Oh,
But
that's
anyway.
okay. It happens.
Oh, we know.
This
we
has been an
understand.
epic night.
We
Yeah, it's
understand.
been amazing.
We want to
Trolls
thank
and
you.
rats.
I know you're all busy, and it's just been a great night having you
Yes,
all
it
as
has
our
been.
guest. I was skeptical. I was like, I'm going to ask them if they'll be.
Because we know you guys are
Because
so
we know you're all
busy.
so busy, and thank you.
Oh
for
yeah,
taking
no,
time out.
I love it.
I think me and Jersey Ray could go on for hours and hours and hours with this paranormal thing. So,
Yeah.
like I said, next time y'all are ready, let us know.
Yeah, we'll revisit this again, but we want to
Absolutely.
thank you guys so much.
Yep.
Before we raid
Absolutely.
Juice, can y'all drop our link in chat? It's
Yeah, it don't matter, Becca.
www.youtube.com. David
I'm
wanted
not-
it.
Oh, okay.
It's
Can you do that, Rachel?
Armed
I
American
don't have my
Patriot.
YouTube open.
Okay.
I just have the chat
let me
open
see.
because it bogs
Hold on,
down.
let me see if I can really quick. I might be quicker than
Okay.
y'all on it.
You probably-
Haters make us famous, and trolls are good with butter.
Oh my gosh,
That's
really?
your biggest fans.
It's your biggest
That's
fan.
right. They really are. Yeah, you get a view every time you go live with these people.
Oh my gosh.
Absolutely. Yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
We got our big panties on tonight,
Yeah.
so we can handle.
Oh,
Yeah.
hey, Gypsy Lola, how are you doing, sweetie?
Hey,
Good to
Gypsy
see
Lola.
you.
Thanks, Shannon. You have a good evening.
Yeah. Thanks everyone that's joined us tonight. We've had a
Bam, nice rainstorm. Love you, sister.
Oh,
absolutely.
Danny Boy shared it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
Thanks,
I can
Dana.
even get you on my
Better than I
phone.
could. But if you have a wrench, you probably already know us. But if you don't have a wrench, that's our channel link from Danny and from AAP's Variety
Thank you,
channel
Danny.
right there. And then actually, let me go in and get the link for Juice's Live really quick, and then we can rate it, and everybody can click that link.
Gypsy Lola's a great friend too.
Yeah,
for
we love
anybody that
Gypsy
doesn't know,
Lola.
y'all go check out some of the items that.
We get off here.
Yeah,
We'll
we'll
come
run
back
over to
real
Juice's
fast.
channel and raid with you
Real
guys.
quick, yeah.
Yep.
Let's see. It looks like he probably comes on in like 2 minutes.
Yep,
he's
10
on at
p.m.
10.
Yeah. And let me share.
Go ahead.
Yeah, when y'all
Copy.
click on that link, go over there and say Cover Raid.
Over raid. And the juice link is right there.
What is his?
You're on the TV. Okay. There we go, guys. All you gotta
In
do
there?
is
Okay.
click. Yep, clicky the linky from me, and we'll meet all over there at Juice's channel and keep the night going.
All right.
Once again, love you, Covers. Love the metal detecting community. All the people in the paranormal community. Jersey Ray. Love y'all to death, everybody.
Good night, Shannon. Dalton, good to see you, sweetie.
Night, cuz.
Later, guys.
Thanks, everybody. We love
Later.
everybody.
Love y'all.
Have a good night.
Oh my goodness,
All
Rachel,
right.
I'm going to throw you in the back room. Hang in there for just a few minutes, okay?
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, we'll be right back with you. Oh my gosh, everyone, what a night we have had.
Yes, it has been,
That has been
an epic night.
Epic night.
Yes.
Joel from DRUMNDETECT,
Luke and Rebecca,
from
AAP.
AAP, and they are just
Yes.
great guests.
And we
and
want
we've
to thank
had a
you all for
blast.
joining this evening.
I know we still got 21 people here in the chat. We want to thank each and every last one of you all. And if you come in late, always go back and watch the preview,
Yes, absolutely.
replay of it. And I guess we're going to head over to Juice's for a few minutes.
So
and,
everyone hit the link that they dropped and
run over to
we'll
Juice's
do a Cove raid.
And hopefully we'll see you all there. And
Thanks,
we're going to
Dan.
go metal detecting in the morning.
In the morning. So we're not going to hang out much longer
Too much longer,
evening.
but we want to leave you with like we always do.
Absolutely. If you lose it,
we find it, and we'll see you all on that next good.
Cover find.
Thanks for joining, everyone. Have a great
Thank
weekend
you.
and a great night. And
see you running with scissors.
See
Thanks.
you next weekend.
Thanks, Mona. Gypsy, see ya.
See you guys. You're all the best.